What's up, all my Dragon Ball Super fans? Today we're going to be going over a deck profile for the awesome promo Super Saiyan Gogeta. If you guys like these videos, please like, subscribe, let us know what you guys think down below. Let us know what decks and card reveals and other content you guys like to see on our channel. I know we are going to be doing a complete collection of everybody in CTJ very soon. I think after set 9 comes out, we're going to be doing that. So stay tuned for that. But we'll get in here into this awesome leader. I love this card. So this is the blue promo Gogeta. Once per turn, you can look up the top 5 cards, look for a red Goku, red Vegeta, or a blue Veku, add it to your hand, and shuffle. And then this card awakens at 4 life and flips over 2 energy. The Awakened side, when this card attacks, you draw 1. It has 2 active mains, 1 costs 2 energy. You get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards, no energy requirement, no power level requirement, and send it to the bottom of your owner's deck. Very, very nice effect. You just get rid of some really pesky cards, especially a lot of ultimate cards, if you can survive. Choose one of your opponent's energy, actually choose your energy, I'm sorry, and place it in your owner's drop area and then draw 2. That is the second effect. You can do this once per turn. This is really good if you're pushing for game, or if you just really, really need some hand size to be able to combo for a defense or a combo for an attack. Very, very good. A lot of the early part of this deck is really based off of the Magnificent Collection, and then I added a lot of my own spice to this deck. I call this deck my Gogeta Twin Dragon, and you'll see why. Gogeta being my second favorite character outside of Future Gohan, I really wanted to have some fun with this deck, and this deck will change very much so once Set 9 comes out and I get a lot more red and blue cards, but we'll get there. So we run 2 of the Preparing for Fusions, both Goku and Vegeta. This card's really only there to search out the Veku, really what it is. Didn't really want to run any more of these. Main reason is because when this card attacks at the end of your turn, this comes back to your hand. You don't really want to have a lot of these in your hand. Generally, I end up, once I get one of them, I end up just playing the other one as energy and just keeping these in my hand until I get the, the Veku, the awesome Veku card. Next, we have the Son Goku and Vegeta preparing for battle. Run the Goku because it is a negate, and the Vegeta I run to search out the Gogetas. Not really for the Veku so much, but really for my Gogetas in this deck. I really want to be able to pull them back, so I'll use the Vegeta for that. The Goku, like I said, mainly just there for a negate. Then we have the BR bundle, what I call it, and we have 2 red Gokus, 1 blue Goku, and 1 blue Vegeta. The red Vegeta I used to run, but it only takes off 5k. This does 10, so just running one of these is good enough. This gets 10k and can attack cards in active mode, battle cards in active mode, and then this one's just much better than the red Vegeta because once per turn it gains 5k, so it becomes a 15k. And this deck, as much as you probably don't want to play offensive a lot of the time, this is just good for just getting pressure down early because this doesn't really cost you anything. And also, this card also searches as well, mainly for the Gogeta. You don't really want, the Vegeta's fine, but mainly you want to do this for the Gogeta. And running one of each one of these is fine because these all have the same effect where at the end of your turn they go back to your hand. So you don't really want to get clogged with a bunch of cards like this, especially without a lot of arrival cards in this deck right now. Once the new set comes out, I should have some more arrival stuff, but that's for another time. So then we have our fusion targets because we are running the Veku and the Gogetas. So we have run a pretty big board of Gokus. So we run 4 of the Magnificent Collection box, Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku pushing forward. Pretty good card. You can burst and send a card to the bottom of its owner's deck, and then this card goes back to your hand. And then this card is pretty cool. You can evolve this. Now, this card, you're only going to evolve it generally from this. I don't really have anything else in this deck that would work because it has to be a blue Super Saiyan Son Goku. I believe it works with this. If it doesn't, I'm probably just going to end up taking it out. I have 2 other Gokus that I can run with this. But this is a 20k. So even if I don't really use it for any of that ability there, I will just run it for the simple fact that it has barrier and it's a 20k. I don't really care about the effect at all. It doesn't really bother me too much. But that's the Goku portion, and then we run The same thing, 6 for the Vegeta. We run 4 of the Deadly Defender Vegetas, and we run 2 Vegeta Saiyan of Universe 7. This card's kind of cool. Came from the Saiyan, the U6 starter deck, I believe. When you play this card, choose up 2 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less, and return them to your owner's hand, and then you get to draw that many cards. So if you send back 2 cards, you draw 2. If you send back 1, you draw 1. So it has some effect, especially early game, being able to just get a little more drawing power. Then we get into the big boy, big old Veku. This card's great. Grab 1 red and one red Goku and one red Vegeta. Tap 3 mana, play this out, blocker and barrier. The card dies, you pull those cards back to your hand, and then you place the 2 top cards from your deck into your energy. Doesn't say in rest mode either, so I think you just go out there in active mode. This card's fantastic. You never want to play this card in your energy, unless you absolutely don't need it. But this is just free energy here. You end up playing out one of these, and then back-to-back turns, you have an extra 4 energy that you just threw in there. Really, really amazing card. Definitely worth buying the Magnificent Collection just for these cards, because I think these were like tournament promos or something. And then they did the reprint for the box. Added a little bit of spice. Demon Sword Janempa. I like mill decks, and although this is not a mill deck, I wanted to throw in something a little bit different. So this card, if you guys don't know what it does, it has critical and deflect, so it's really hard to get rid of. When you place a card at the bottom of your deck, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, send it to the Warner's Warp, and then you get to place 2 cards from their top of their deck into their drop area. I mean, that's pretty good. I'll throw this out, swing with my leader, do whatever I gotta do, and then if I have the ability to attack with this, I will, just to, crit a life, but mainly this is gonna sit on my board until maybe the end of my turn, and I'll just throw it to the drop. Actually, I'm sorry, to the bottom of my deck, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. But I'll just send it to the bottom of my drop, and then I'll just, take away one of their cards on the board, and then drop their deck down a little bit. I haven't played with this in this deck, but I'm really excited to this weekend. I'm going to see how it does. I run 3 of the Magnificent Collection Gogeta Heroes Advent. I haven't seen a lot of people play this card. I know it's with all the draft box stuff going around, it's not really that important, but this card has some pretty interesting usage. When you play this card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less, place them at the bottom of their owner's deck. Even if you don't use it for that, it is a 20k blocker, so it's hard to get rid of. We have some more Gogeta stuff. We have the All Out Assault Super Saiyan Gogeta. Another really decent card, has some draw power, and also being able to place the 2 top cards in your energy. Pretty good. I think since this is an auto, oh yeah, it only works 1 time, but still, that's 2 extra cards you basically just get to put in your drop. Has barrier, 25k beater. Had to add some other Gogeta cards in the deck. And now we have the awesome part, the double-headed dragon. So we have the 7-drop Gogeta, surprise, surprise, everybody uses this one. But I also have the 8-drop Gogeta. I don't see a lot of people running this. I got this from the Switch game. If you pre-ordered the Dragon Ball Super card game Switch game that came out, you actually got 4 of these and a leader, which I do really like. Actually, I'm really surprised I'm not using it right now. But this card is pretty awesome. So if your leader is a Gogeta BR and your life is at 2 or less, reduce the cost of this card by 4. Only play one of these at a time. And it has triple strike and dual attack. This and this have really 2 different effects, or really 2 different purposes in this deck. For this Gogeta, this is the push game. You're trying to bring this card out as soon as you can. You get to remove your entire, your opponent's hand. If they have a big hand, they draw 3 cards. Now the problem with this card is that you have to mill 1 life in order to do the effect. And I've seen a lot of times where people only have 1 life, they'll do this, and then they just kill themselves. Or they have 2 life and they use this to get 1, and they're not super secure on winning. Then they end up losing because they just took their own life and they didn't do anything with this card. Card is awesome though. That's why I am running it. It is a really good card, but this is more so going to be my game ender most of the time. This, obviously, you have to be down to 2 life, This is sometimes, depending on who I'm playing against, you know, I want them to get me pretty low. And then if they do, once they kind of go through cards, I have one of these in my hand, I can play this out for 4 energy. Now we're on the board. Now we can, you know, swing twice for 6, basically. And it's actually won me a few games because people, they'll see this Gogeta and they go, oh, okay, that's your, you know, that's your big boss monster. They'll try to get rid of it. And then like next turn, I'll just throw this down. Like, okay, just swing twice, kill you. There are some other cards that I wanted to run in this deck, extra card wise, to kind of help out with these 2 cards. But I don't really have a lot of those yet. Some of them actually come out with the new set, so once those stuff come out, I'll be having another deck profile of this exact deck, just kind of updated. But I do run 3-dimension magic. I run the 4 Sensu Bean package, as you should if you are running blue. And then I run 2 combination magic. Generally one of these get played as energy at the beginning of the game. But I'll try to keep one of these in my hand, just because it is basically a souped up version of the Denial of Hope, in a way. Except it goes back to the owner's hand, so it'll drop. But you also get to untap 1 mana as well, one red or 1 blue mana, so works pretty well in this deck. Like I said, this deck will be much more suitable for competitive once we actually get these red and blue cards that come out. So yeah, these 2 cards here, I really think people should start looking to try running this. I know it doesn't have deflect, I know it doesn't have barrier, I know it's really hard to get rid of, but you run 1 or 2 of these in this in one of these Gogeta decks, especially with all these new cards coming out. I think people are going to find some success with this, or just being able to use a different strategy that, you know, not people are, you know, going to be expecting. But that goes for my Gogeta deck profile. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.